with super professional Aaron Forsyth here. Yeah. Wow. Shot out of a cannon this morning. We'll tell you why. Oh my God, you're back. I think we're at episode 86. We are cooking with Crisco. Wow. 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 What a year, what a year, what a deer, what a fear. We got it all today. Oh man, we don't even know what we're gonna talk about today because we're on a different schedule today, but Mike will tell you about it because, so I got a little bit of extra energy. I'm gonna expand it because sometimes I get here and I'm all worked out. I'm all like, I hate life. But today, I woke up, I'm all showered, ready to go, ready to rock. And I've got extra piss and vinegar, so here we go, guys. Here's my buddy, speaking of piss and vinegar, Mike Anderson over here to the right. Look at this guy, look at that guy. Hey, where's your spectacles?
All right, here we are. Should I put on the shades?
Well, you're gonna break the fourth wall, and the fifth wall, and the sixth wall.
I'm gonna do it sans shades. Mostly the shades is for two reasons. Bags under my eyes.
Uh-huh.
And I got a light right here. Some plastic.
Yeah, it's fine, it's your thing, it's all right.
Yeah.
Normally, I would say shades are bad. Like in comedy, shades are bad because you're making a disconnect.
Yeah.
But in your world and the way you look, it's fine. It's fine. I think we're okay in this one. But yeah,
we're doing a rare daytime taping today.
Daytime taping because it's New Year's Day here now. But by the time you see this, it'll be next week.
Next week, yeah. But we're off work today, so we figured,
New Year's Day, we survived last night's New Year's Eve. Did you watch the New Year's Eve? I watched the old, I watched Ryan Seacrest, who is still Ryan Seacrest, except for he's a little older. He's a little wrinkly in the neck, but he looks good.
Right.
I had to look him up. I was like, how old is Ryan Seacrest? He's 51. Huh. But yeah, and they still call it the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve featuring Ryan Seacrest.
I would guess because Dick Clark had a production company.
Yeah, he might own the rights to it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some advertising dollars that are still leaking into his estate.
Is it still the New Year's Rockin' Eve?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing.
And it's funny, here's another angle what they did. They'd go, okay, we're gonna cut to Las Vegas, and then they had the stage in Las Vegas, and then they had the New Year's Eve Rockin' Eve all up on the stage setup and everything like that. Right. So they were branding it, and then they have a Chicago one. Chance the Rapper's in Chicago, and Juliana Huff and Gronk is in Las Vegas.
Right.
So they're bouncing between, and they do a good job. Here was the thing though, the New York City one's kind of, well, because I've been there in New Year's, I've been there during Times Square when it's fucking crazy.
Man.
It looks like a madhouse.
Probably is a madhouse.
I know, and it's funny, Ryan even asked this guy, he's like, what do you do if you gotta go to the bathroom? And this one guy goes, and this family next to him like, we wear a diaper. They're wearing like the adult diapers.
Really?
This one fat guy had, and it's funny, like, they don't work. This lady behind him is yelling, they don't work. He pulls out a pink panty liner. And he goes, yeah, they're absorbent. When I gotta go, I just put it down there. I put a couple of them down there.
Man, that is the thing I don't get about people.
What are we doing in society?
That in New York City, and
it already smells like doo-doo, so it doesn't matter.
And out in California, people peeing in bottles in their cars while they're stuck in traffic?
Yeah, that I understand.
How do you do it?
Oh, I did once. I peed in a Gatorade bottle in a 90-degree weather in a Pittsburgh traffic jam once.
It seems like literally an uphill battle.
It was. And I had squirt go all over the place. I basically peed on my hand in the wheel.
If that's all you got it on, that wasn't bad.
Because I was tying off at the end there. And
I don't get that.
But yeah, I know. But these people, there's all kinds of stories you'll hear of like people going to concerts and they want to stay in their front row, so they wear adult diapers to the concert.
Wow, I guess.
So think of that, kids. When you go to a concert and you're like, I'm gonna get in the mosh pit. Well, Johnny Mosh Pit dude might have a sack full of fucking doo-doo or pee.
Probably not doo-doo.
Yeah. But it's just disgusting, And it's funny, with that many thousands and millions of people in Times Square, I mean, we're talking 7 people deep on the width. So you can't you can't go into the M&M store or the Verizon store and use their bathroom. They ain't gonna have it. So where are you gonna piss? So people are probably pissing all over weird, you know what I mean?
I noticed that when I was in London. It was like, if you're just like out walking around the street and you gotta piss, it's really hard to find one. We ended up going to the train station.
Yeah.
And the bathroom's like way down at the end of this hall thing. So I go way down there, find the bathrooms, get in there, pay toilets.
Ooh.
I didn't have any British money on me. I had to walk all the way back to the girlfriend. She gives me some. I come all the way back. Like, it wasn't even accepting the coins or something. It was a hassle.
Yeah, I would have probably tried to find an alley, but even that's kind of sketchy if I had to, if you're bursting at the seams.
Here's the thing. There aren't alleys in crowded urban centers.
Yeah, because everyone else is thinking of the same thing. Yeah, that's true. They're all kind of sectioned off, and there's like little, you know what I mean? There's little fences and things.
I mean, not too much. Like they always say, like in New York City, people always think about New York City with these alleys. I guess there's only one alley in New York City, and that's where they shoot all the movies and TV shows at.
Oh, there's alleys, but when you're talking Times Square, no.
Yeah,
because that's, you know, homeless people would be sitting in there building camps.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many people pee in like doorways and stuff like that. Like that's the thing. Like, you know, okay, you're at the corner of the Verizon store and it's like, I gotta get away from the people. And you stand in the corner, you're probably standing in a pile of piss. It's insanity.
And that's these days with plumbing and stuff.
Yeah. But I will say the Chicago seemed kind of same, but that didn't seem as cuckoo. You know, once again, I always say if you've got a hard on for New York City, just go to Chicago. It's way more spread out. You can spread your way. It's New York City only unfolded.
Yeah, not crammed on it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And they've got but their subways are above ground, which is, you know, the L train you'll see go by.
Elevated, yeah.
But and then the Las Vegas one seemed to be controlled substance. Now keep in mind all the musical acts are pretty much lip syncing, or at least all the music was lip synced.
Oh yeah, I told you. Anytime they're doing anything outdoors.
Yeah. Now a lot of times, like it was painful, and like you could almost hear the people like talking and clapping as loud as the music. Like Sierra got up there and she was doing her thing, and it was kind of embarrassing. But then there was like, Pitbull and Little John, and he's got like a live band. But the live band, you could clearly tell, is playing over the tape, so you could hear the acoustic drums, and you could hear this dude ripping a lead.
Oh.
But the live was probably 1/3 of the actual volume.
Huh.
So it was there. So they're supplementing the tracks. That doesn't annoy me as bad as like straight up lip syncing.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's the karaoke version. Here comes like Donna Summer coming on out. And it's just like the music, like a remix, and she starts karaokeing over it. And she's really actually doing it. And she's a little warbly and weak, but she's 90.
But see, that's sort of the halfway. So I feel like there's the full lip sync.
Yeah.
Where they're like,
doing dance moves over it.
Yeah, they're karaoke and dance moving around.
Yeah, that's Pussycat Dolls.
And then there's a live vocal one where the playback tracks are all pre-recorded, but the vocals are live.
Yeah.
Which, I guess, you know, with all those acts that dance around a lot, they get all winded.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing.
The karaoke one, I understand that, you know, although they'll have backup tracks and effects tracks, vocals piped in, but you'll see them, they're literally doing it. They're doing it.
So when you say karaoke, that's when they're lip syncing.
No, I say the karaoke, the music's all lip synced, but the vocals are not.
I see.
Backgrounds are still there. Background vocals and effects vocals, like a distorted vocal.
Okay.
Now here was one. Here, All American Rejects. Now, are you familiar with them? You'd know their song. You'd be like, move along, till this ain't that song. You know, it's then you know the song. It's like a early 2000s hip hop anthem. So the band's really playing. He's really singing, and I'm like, ooh, All American Rejects. And then as he's really playing, the singer, keep in mind, is the bass player. He lets go of his bass and he just starts walking around, and you can clearly hear the bass do 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 do. And I'm like, you asshole. You know, he was pulling in Nikki Sixx there.
Nikki Sixx, yeah, I guess that's what Nikki Sixx has been doing for who knows how long.
Yeah. I don't know what yeah.
It is what it is. And anytime it's live,
Yeah.
or not live, but outdoors,
Yeah.
just because they can't quite get the sound right, or to get it to the volume that they need.
Yeah, and doing it super quick, like cut the commercial. Okay, we're on.
Yeah.
To have your sound guy ready would be an impossibility.
Yeah, it's a tall order apparently.
Yeah, so I understand it. Like the Pitbull thing. The Pitbull thing was kind of cool in a sense but you could tell they really made their medley track. Like you would hear. They had this medley worked out, so it sounded like they pre-recorded this in a studio, brought it there, and then played along to it.
The whole show playing out, timed out.
Because that bass player, you could hear it on the track, he was funking and slapping like, Jesus Christ, this guy's fucking killer.
Right.
And the drummer, and there's some progressive stuff in there, like you could like, whoa, they're really doing it. But it was a recorded, they're really doing it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Can I say, speaking of live performance stuff, you sort of reminded me.
Okay.
I watched the Saturday Night Live the other night, which was apparently a replay from October or something like that.
Yeah, was that Sabrina Carpenter?
Sabrina Carpenter
I like her.
Was the host and the musical guest.
It was. I remember that up. Yeah.
She actually impressed me.
She was. She's like one of those Ariana Grande where when she does, her acting chops are equal to her singing chops.
Yeah.
So she's right in the moment. She feels like a cast member.
Yeah, she really does. And I feel like some of this, because we know how it is with Saturday Night Live when the host comes in, they get together with all the writers and stuff, and then they
you can tell when they're awkward and not.
Well, they say to the host, "What do you want to do?" So they always say, "Does the host have ideas?" And I feel like they had some really clever sketches and stuff like that, a lot of them, that seemed like they were probably ideas that she brought in.
Maybe because she's younger, point of view, or maybe she greenlit, because I'm sure they probably have 40 ideas floating around. So she might have gone, I really like that one.
But, you can always kind of tell the ones that are coming from the SNL writers, because they just seem sort of random, where they're like, oh, the graham crackers are funny, and it's like, are they though? But I feel like all this stuff, because she was in almost all the sketches all night.
Yeah.
Because normally,
did she did the when they were dressed up as the teen boys doing the snack boys?
I think that was the first.
Right, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were.
Chloe Fineman's so funny in that too. Her voice. Her skills are killer.
Yeah. Yeah. She's really good. But there were several times I laughed at sketches that they were doing.
Yeah, you were texting me like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, boy, Mike's actually enjoying this SNL more than usual.
More than usual. I was surprised. And like you said, I don't know what's going on with her music. It's definitely really different the way she does lyrics and vocals and stuff like that. It is pop,
but it almost has a weird retro-y feel to it, which is kind of okay. Yeah, I like it.
She's got this sort of spoken word cadence to the vocals, because I got the closed captioning on, so I can see the stuff. I'm like, how does this fit in? And the phrasing's all sort of weird and stuff, but
I guess in a musical sense, she's got her look. She's got this weird classic Hollywood, like, I don't want to say Marilyn Monroe, or like Jane Mansfield, but she's got this kind of classic look to her. Like if you were a model and you're photographing her, you go, wow, she's got this weird throwbacky kind of.
Well, she's tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, she is.
Yeah, the camera likes her though. She's good. She is a talent. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, but she really impressed me. And you know what also was really interesting was the musical performances when she did them. She had one set up where she's like a teenage girl hanging out in her bedroom. So it was set up like a bedroom set, and then the band was off on either side. You probably can't even see this on either side.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just clever staging. Mm-hmm. It went with the song.
Yeah.
Like
whatever the song was about, it probably tied into her being alone in her room.
It was something about that. Something about writing, like notes to these boyfriends that all like her, and she's like, "Oh, you're just like, little boys, little boy issues."
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, it was pretty good. Really, really sort of. I was like, man, yeah, she's actually pretty good at this. Like,
yeah.
And I don't really know where she came from, or whatever. I know she's like a music person. Everybody loves her, but.
Yeah, the kids like her. Yeah, she's probably got a zillion one on the Instagrams and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like her now too, and I like her sort of in that format of Saturday Night Live with the sketches and the goofy ideas and stuff. Like if she were in some sort of like house party movie or something like that, I don't know. I sort of liked her and sort of like the her that she was bringing to the sketch comedy.
Yeah,
stuff.
I almost feel like she gets it. She understands it. Just like Ariana Grande is the same way. When she's in a skit on SNL, she gets it. You know, she can wear makeup and play. She falls into this acting
Yeah, I
role.
didn't see the one with her in it because I don't know.
She's been on a few times. Yeah,
Is
she might even be in the 5-timer club.
Is she that good? Is she any good? No.
Who?
Ariana Grande.
I like her in an acting sense, but I find her vocals a little airy. But she's a great singer. She knows her shit. I mean, her songs are a little bland to me, but whatever. She's fine.
What's she? I mean, I know she's in Wicked and the new Wicked.
Yeah,
Wicked for Good. But what else has she done?
She's done all that Nickelodeon shit.
Yeah, but I mean, movies, TV shows, something.
Oh, there's stuff. Yeah,
Is there?
She's earned her chops. Yeah, she knows the acting drill. She was a child actor. She knows. But to know the skit thing and to not be nervous, there's a fearlessness too. That's
why the Sabrina Carpenter, like you said, she fit right in, almost like she was a cast member.
She could be a cast member, and you would not overlook that
easily, because there's something you can see in the guests' eyes, like when they don't know what they're doing and they're freaked out about it. When it's like sports people or like news reader or something like that.
Yes, there's a weird stiffness that happens.
Yeah, there's a little disconnect, but yeah, that's Sabrina Carpenter, just right in there with everybody else.
She's good. Yep. Yeah. SNL's been all right,
Yeah, that was kind of impressive.
Music, although, okay, once again, was it recorded? Her recording was probably, did you feel like she was singing or did you feel like she was lip syncing?
I was watching and I think it was played live.
Or were they playing to the supplemental track?
That's what I was wondering, because she had a good-looking young female bassist.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you had just said to me something about somebody with a backup band that they're just like lip syncing. I mean, you think you said last week where you can tell they're not playing. They're just it's in the parade.
Yeah. Oh, the parade shit's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was looking at it and I was like, is a bass player playing? And it was that song where she's in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Singing and stuff like that. And the bass part was just like they'd hit like a low pedal tone, and just just like a little riffy thing. And I was watching, she was doing that, and so I was like, I think they are actually playing.
Or they pre-recorded this track, and that is her live bass player. That is her bass player, and it is a real bass player. It's not like some Disney kid getting up there. Okay, we're gonna throw a bass on you.
I sort of got the feeling that they were playing live, but I'm not sure if what I was hearing was just what they're playing.
Yeah,
if there wasn't a lot of like,
I think they pre-record the track. I think they pre-record the tracks, but they know what they've played since they're the bass player. They know the riff.
I mean, the mix is like too perfect.
That's the thing. That's always the thing. When it's too good, you go.
I mean, just flawless. Like there's no like one note that came through a little bit louder than the others or anything like that.
Or there's no loud guitar squeal feedback or oot.
Yeah. Or the guy drops a pick or something, like a little something. And we got a little bit of noise. Our next door neighbors.
Yeah, we got new neighbors.
Yeah, they're swapping out.
Yeah.
So the band that was in there moved out.
Vices is gone. Bye, guys. I miss you.
And the guy who had a little room across the hall, he's moving in there now, and he's going to be doing band.
Yeah, I heard him vacuuming over there.
Yeah.
Did I make the joke of like, because you could hear us vacuuming, and you hear, it's like Vices just eating Doritos or something and clearly not cleaning them up.
Well, at this point, it's probably just like gravel and dirt from all the snow that comes in the shoes and stuff. It's so mucky. But yeah, Sabrina Carpenter was pretty impressive. So, and with the guy moving in, if you hear any weird noise.
Yeah, if you hear a pop, pop, he's cleaning up over there.
Yeah, don't worry about
it. But, what else was there? Oh, what else is, there's things, I had subjects I was going to talk to you about. Okay, New Year's Eve last night, guess what signed off once and for all?
What's that?
44 years. Bye-bye MTV.
Did it really?
Now, I don't know, I didn't turn on my TV today to see if it was still in the channel option lineup. But apparently, well, for sure, all the extra channels, like the VH1s and those are all gone.
Wow.
I don't know if main channel's still there till their syndication or till their contract. But I thought first of the year they were going to cease all exports. Well,
they're probably not making any new programming.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, they're done. Yeah, MTV is 44 years. And when you think about rest in peace MTV, God, I know everyone's going to say, oh, well, MTV, blew it after once they stopped playing music videos.
They really did.
They really did. They fucked themselves. But on the other hand, I would have thought they would have just, they were starting to go like, oh, we have MTVU, another channel, and then they'd have like a MTV VH1 channel, and then they'd, you know, I like the idea of having like 4 different MTV channels per se. So like, you know, if you had like an urban version, and then you had, you know, a rock one or a vintage one or a new one, just videos. How about MTV program? They should have just said like MTV TV, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
But I think they diluted themselves is the problem.
Yeah. I mean, they were so central in the 80s to everything.
I think that will go down as one of the most game-changing, MTV game-changed everything. They brought mall culture, they brought the 80s music culture to our faces, to our Midwest normalcy. It made it accessible, you know what I mean? Showbiz was no longer Las Vegas. Showbiz was now in the malls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
MTV and the music video as an art form, I really think it changed the music format. It changed everything. It was, I think for the better.
Yeah, it definitely did at its time. It definitely was like the key motivator for a lot of what was going on in pop culture. When we used to go and cover the year by year stuff, we used to talk about this, how you could tell just by the charts when it was before MTV and when MTV kicked in.
Yeah, and how it was starting in '82 when half the charts were, oh, that movie soundtrack, or was it MTV? You know, you could, and remember, I thought we had an episode where we were like, what do you think? MTV put this on the charts, or the movies, or the 70s, you know?
Yeah, because I remember specifically big ones that really cashed into that aspect were Flashdance and Footloose, which both had, I mean, honestly, I think also Top Gun. I think each of those
Kenny Loggins. I mean, nobody would have known Kenny Loggins. He's a 70s dude. And all of a sudden he does...
Well, he did the
Danger Zone
for Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But that was still, that was kind of 70. But yeah,
But at that 82, the whole thing that they did was they put out the songs as music videos months before the movie came out.
Yeah.
So they would have at least 2, definitely, if not more. I think with most of those, they had like 2 with Top Gun, with Danger Zone and Take My Breath Away, which is Berlin. And then Flashdance had like 3.
Yeah, Footloose.
They had Maniac.
What a Feeling.
Irene Cara. And there was another dance one that was a big hit off that, I forget.
Yeah.
And then the Footloose had, you know, Let's Hear It for the Boy. The Footloose
oh my God, it
song.
was nonstop.
Yeah, they had several hits. So they'd be on the charts for months with hit songs before the movie came out.
But let's not also recognize the new wave / British import. It was kind of like British was in the 70s, like the British rock came to, all of a sudden the import, MTV brought us everything from Thompson Twins to Duran Duran that we would have never in 1,000 years came across. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
It diversified our knowledge portfolio, because otherwise we would have been stuck in, you know,
definitely with more niche
turn on the radio.
You're bumping that table. Scoot over a little.
Am I bumping? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there was a lot of niche stuff like ABC, Madness.
Things like that we would have never, like, Madness, Our House in the Middle of the Street, that kind of shit, which is, MTV gave us another British explosion.
It was a total British invasion.
Yes.
Yeah, the 60s one and then the 80s one, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Billy Idol was killing it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those big stars, especially of those early 80s, like 82 to 85 sort of thing, they were iconic, like to the point where you could make a parody of them. Like you could make a Billy Idol Halloween costume.
Yes.
Or a Madonna Halloween costume, or Cyndi Lauper, or, you know,
Flock of Seagulls.
Or Prince. Yeah, I mean, they were so iconic with their looks from the music videos.
This is true. You're exactly right.
That they became sort of characters in pop culture.
And everybody dressed like that in school. Like, do you remember, like, I remember being in high school, all the girls dressed like Madonna, Like a Prayer video, you know, or the Like a Virgin. And dudes were either metal with jean jackets, or dudes were kind of like Duran Duran with the, you know.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little punk leaked in there, and maybe a little bit of like mall nerd. But
Well, the thing was, a lot of the punk and metal stuff, you literally could not buy that stuff. You couldn't go to the store and buy something to look metal.
no, we had to kind of throw it together.
Yeah, you had to like make it.
A spiked wristband, yeah, we would have had to go to a craft store. Okay, let's get a bedazzle gun.
Well, no, I mean, at a certain point, we could get, spiked wristbands and concert shirts at Mountain Magic
malls.
at the mall. But it wasn't like you could go buy, Rockstar pants. Or
No, there was just a catalog, a lip service catalog we'd have to mail
jacket.
order.
Yeah, the jackets were like standard issue denim jacket, like a Levi's.
Yeah.
Or a standard issue biker leather from the leather.
Yeah, we'd have to
leather
add
store.
a patch. You'd just say, Mom, can you sew this Iron Maiden patch on the back of my jean jacket? Okay.
Yeah, that's why anytime you see like a movie or a TV show and they do some sort of retro thing, like we remember rewatching Stranger Things.
Yes.
And that one character, that metal guy.
Munson.
Yeah, he's got the leather jacket and then he's got the jean jacket.
The denim vest.
With the vest over top of it.
That's kind of what we did.
I mean, you couldn't buy a denim vest like that, could you? You had to cut the sleeves off a jacket, didn't you?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't think to get a Levi one. Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Maybe you could in bigger cities, but not here. Not at the mall.
No, you're right. We would have to cut the sleeves off it.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom, like, I wanted to cut the sleeves off one, and she's like, "That's a Levi's. Don't do that."
I know.
And I was like, so I went out and I bought a Lee version to cut the sleeves off it because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of making like kind of finding a way to do the thing, because you couldn't just go to like Hot Topic or one of these stores that's got like punk rock clothes.
And thank you MTV for bringing that to us, because when you think about it, it changed everything, and it also made, I think it elevated mall culture, but it made music a visual, and before that it's like we would hear, you hear Hotel California on the radio, okay. But the second the radio went off, you walked away and you went about your day. But now all of a sudden, you had a visual.
Yeah, burned in your brain.
Yeah, burned in your brain. So that's why we're like, all right, we got to dress up like,
Yeah.
Change us kids.
Especially us being young kids in bands and stuff like that. It started to become like, what are we going to wear for the show? What are we going to look like? And there was definitely stuff that I wasn't doing. I wasn't doing spandex. I wasn't doing like leopard or zebra prints or stuff like that.
You were more you were more thrash metal. You like the denim thrash metal kind of Anthrax thing.
Yeah, by 85 I was into thrash metal. And most people weren't,
Yeah.
Like even like,
Yeah, I was kind of caught in between the two. I was caught in between that and my brother liked all the glam bands, but I was kind of caught in between that. So I kind of walked the line, which is probably worse.
You did, because you dabbled into it because you did. I remember one time you frosted the tips in your hair, sort of blondish or whatever.
Did. Well, you didn't, but
and you would hairspray it and poof it up.
Yeah.
I think Jones was doing that for gigs too.
Yeah, we were all doing that.
It was big hair time. Well, except me. Like I wasn't, because that's the whole thing. I couldn't get into that level of
vanity.
The artifice of it. It was just, it didn't feel like me. It didn't feel genuine.
No, I always felt weird. I felt like I was dressing up like a Halloween costume. I always felt like, all right, I'm kind of not being authentic me. Yeah. But it was for me, it was like, well, I'd rather do that than go back to, I'm going to do a Flock of Seagulls haircut and a members only jacket. It's like, that's not me.
My guitar player Dan out in Arizona, he used to bust my balls because we would rehearse after work and stuff like that. And when I was working at the bank and they had mandatory business casual, where you got a polo shirt and khakis, like, I come to work wearing that. He's like, could you at least change before you come to rehearsal? I'm like, dude, it's rehearsal. It's not even a gig. But still.
True, but it was like, ugh. Yeah. But I like that. Here's another thing where MTV gave us too. Not only the British invasion, it gave us culture. Like, I want to say, like, all of a sudden now we knew it. We had a visual of spring break.
Yeah.
We had a visual of New York City kids doing Beastie Boys on the street corner. We knew, now all of a sudden we knew what the LA, black rappers were doing, like it brought it to our front porch and it gave us a visual. And I was like, wow, that's what they're doing at spring break? Holy crap, I got to get to Florida.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I got to get to L.A., you know, oh, that's what the hair bands are doing. You know what I mean? So it threw it on our front porch, and thank you, MTV. I think it was...
And it really brought the metal and the rap into the mainstream.
Yes.
And I feel like they did, like you're saying, I feel like they did a much better job of that with the rap stuff. Those guys were always like out on the streets.
Well, it
talking to
took a
people in
while
New
for
York.
them to embrace, because it was, I think early MTV was kind of racist. You know?
The first 2 or 3 years of MTV, yeah, but that got sorted out.
I
with
think Michael Jackson kind of kicked down the
Yeah,
wall,
Billie
and
Jean video.
then the rap scene started leaking in, and then all of a sudden,
But when they started to have Headbangers Ball and Yo MTV raps,
Yeah.
and they'd have, what was it, Fab Five Freddy,
and Dre Lover, Ed Lover,
that
and
was
Dre.
later, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover.
Yeah.
Those were the second way. But originally it was like Fab Five Freddy. No, maybe not originally. They had somebody else. But then it was Fab Five Freddy.
I remember
for a
Fab
long
Five
time.
Freddy.
And he was always popping up somewhere. Like, oh, we're in Bed-Stuy talking to these guys or whatever. That was interesting. It was interesting to see back then. Because all that early rap was just party stuff. It didn't get
that was just
gangstery.
block party stuff. That's
So, like,
outdoor
92.
block party
Yeah.
fun.
It was the MC because it was Masters of Ceremonies.
Yeah,
that guy
and
would
they're all
jump up on the
breakdancing, having a
mic.
good time. I was like,
And he'd be like,
I was
hey,
kind
look
of
at that dude
admiring
over
that.
there. What's up? You know, he just
Yeah.
rapped
I was always
to
like,
the
that
beat.
looks fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was coming out of like that old party stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was a pretty good documentary out a couple of years ago about the origins of hip hop or something like that.
Yeah.
They were saying,
Oh, yeah.
that stuff was going back 10 years before any of all that stuff.
Oh
in the
yeah,
80s.
yeah. Because I remember being a young kid and we were playing Rapper's Delight on
But that was
recess.
like 79 or 80.
Yeah, that was we had it on cassette on
They were
recess.
talking early rap stuff going back like 74, 75.
Yes.
Just from like house parties and stuff like that. Where-
Yeah, and you got to think of it. Yeah, New York rap, when they were the ones who took the record and remixed the record. It's kind of innovative.
It's really crazy when you think about the fact that they're taking like a breakdown in the middle of a song, like a Parliament Funkadelic song, where after the second chorus it just drops and it's just the drums by itself for like 4 bars or 8 bars. They would take that and manually loop it.
Manually, yes.
I used to jam with a DJ player in the band, and yeah, they'll put a magic marker on the label, the sticker in the middle, so they know where it is. And they'll play it and then whoosh, scoot it back, play it, whoosh, scoot it back the whole time to keep it going. That's nuts.
I know.
That's nuts.
I know. And it's kind of innovative and raw, and I understand it. At the time, I was kind of like, I rolled a lot of it, but no, it's great. And thank you, MTV, for giving us that, because you and I would have never, we would have came across it in the wild 10 years later, if it weren't for MTV.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I know. So bye-bye MTV. And I read on this article this morning, they signed off playing the Ruggles.
Oh, the Buggles.
Buggles, Video Killed a Radio Star. They started with it and ended with it.
Man, I mean,
I always thought that band was going to be bigger. Did they have anything beyond that?
not really.
No. I like that song though. You got to admit that's a good song.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, MTV shot themselves in the foot just like Kodak did. I mean, come on, guys. It's bad decisions.
Yeah, they tried to make their catchers too big, and they crushed under their own weight.
I know what it was. They were making everybody rich back in the day, and they kind of were like, why are we making all these rock stars and music labels rich when we could line our own pockets with our own products? So that's when they started doing the Real World, Road Rules, which are the first, what do they call them? Reality TV shows.
I'm surprised. Well, and also too, they're probably the major record labels they're always moving and morphing. Who owns who owns what, and this publishing and that publishing. But there's a lot of payola going on. So I'm sure there's a lot of underhanded business dealings that probably they manipulated charts and records, and they knew it. They knew what they were doing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. That was the whole thing. That was the whole thing with the SoundScan thing. They actually didn't know who was selling more albums than anybody until the SoundScan actually came in.
Yeah.
Because then they got the actual numbers.
Yeah, but it is so, wow. I know, and now kids nowadays won't understand what a juggernaut it was.
No, because the cultural significance at the time, it's at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole thing. I mean,
I'm glad we lived through it. I am really glad we lived through it. Yes, we're old farts, but we lived. We saw the rise and fall of it. We saw the rise of it and the fall of it. We saw the rise of it. I mean, I remember when MTV wasn't even MTV. I remember watching videos on Friday night videos. HBO would show like 2 hours worth of videos for you.
I don't remember that happening until after MTV came out, because once MTV came out, then definitely USA had Night Flight. TBS had some sort of Friday Night Videos, was on NBC.
Well, that's what it was. See, okay, now when you're talking like Night Flights and you're talking about those Friday Night Videos, here's where I think there was, MTV was just a small ship, but they knew it was a ship. But I think you had to buy into it. And I think these labels couldn't get their like, oh, we got our little act here. So let's just take a Night Flight. Night Flight will play our video, but so we could watch Night Flight and say, oh, we'll see this Keel video that you wouldn't see on MTV, but you'd see it on Night Flight. You know what I mean?
They could, but I don't think they did that much. I mean, most of the time, like,
it was repetitive, like
the
what
Friday
they're
Night
playing,
Videos
we're gonna play.
on NBC. Yeah, it was just the big stuff. It was the Phil Collins, the Madonnas,
the Tom Petty, or
Dire
like
Straits,
a weird, yeah, you're right.
The Prince, all that sort of stuff. It wasn't really anything like groundbreaking or where it was like, this video is too hot for MTV. We're gonna play it on Friday Night Videos on national broadcasting.
True. But the USA Night Flights had a little bit more B-siders.
Right.
I remember that.
And TBS had a thing too.
Yeah.
What they called it.
But videos were a thing, and they were an art.
But I don't know how much those other channels were playing music videos before MTV came out. Because remember, MTV came out August 1st of 81.
Yeah, but we weren't fully immersed in it till like later.
I was. I remember watching it.
It was on, but yeah.
But I'm saying like it started in August 81. And by early 82, it was like taking over.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember in that 82 season, or it was Saturday Night Live with Jim Belushi, Gary Kroeger, and Tim Kazurinsky.
Yeah.
And they did a parody of music videos with a music video called Look at My Video.
Oh.
You remember this?
No. I'll look it up.
It was them dressed up, trying to look like rock stars with like a white suit jacket with the sleeves pushed up and a bright red skinny tie or whatever, and a bandana on their head.
Right.
And they're dancing around. They got guitars and stuff like that. And they're like, look at my video, look at my video. And they're just making a real basic sort of, this is before even the music videos got real cinematic and stuff. Russell Mulcahy's with the Duran Durans and stuff. So it's just like them, like in some bombed out building, jumping around in like bright clothes with guitars, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember that, and that was pretty early on because they were sort of making fun of the whole, everybody's in the videos now because of MTV.
I think also the making of the video is a young filmmaker's promo pack. I almost feel like, especially when you got to the 2000s, you were seeing camera angles and lighting rigs and things like that would rival movie studios. Yeah. And those people were like, a young filmmaker goes, you know what, I can't afford a feature film. Let's just make a video for my buddy's, skate rock band.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easiest thing as a filmmaker, because I can tell you, when you get to film school, most of the people that are in film school, young people want to be filmmakers. I don't know about these days, because you've got so much access to gear and stuff now.
Yeah.
But when I was in film school like a few years ago, I mean, kids are coming in there wanting to be filmmakers. Nobody thinks about audio. Nobody thinks about audio.
Yeah, you were telling me that they were all audio deficient.
It's just not a thought. And I can't tell you how many people I've mentioned to about like doing a music video, and they're like, oh, can you make it sound good? And it's like, no, music video is not going to make anything sound good. You're bringing the finished recording track as your playback track. That's what you hear with the music video. So as a filmmaker,
you're making a talkie. You're
making a talkie. All you got to worry about is the visuals.
Yeah, which is great.
Sure
and you just stay on the time code and make it good. Yeah.
Because what they used to do with those filmic cinematic videos back in the day was they'd have an A and a B storyline. The A storyline is performance of the band on stage, playing their instruments, jumping around, doing their thing. The B storyline was some sort of story
some girl gets off a plane, she says bye to her friends. It's
Johnny used to work on the docks.
There's your story.
Yeah. So you've got this narrative storyline, B line, and then the A line is just performance. And so you just cut back and forth between the performance and the narrative stuff. So the narrative stuff is all just, like you said, shot like a silent movie. It's just all visual. You don't have to sync anything. It's easy.
So during Christmas break, Cam, he's a film dude, but he's younger generation, okay? But we were watching a video, and I didn't even know this video existed, and it was Madonna and Britney Spears, probably 2005.
Oh,
they had a song together.
It's a live performance they did on stage?
Well, that was after the fact. But they made a video for this song that they had. The song is pretty knocking. It was whatever. But me and him were watching this, and he goes, look at the video there. Look at that. And they were doing like camera pans and things like, and he's like, that's a great shot. Look at that shot. Look at. And we were admiring, like, you know, they had the rain going sideways and the wind blowing this way. And then she's talking on one side of the wall, and she's kissing the other side of the wall. And it was like, wow, look at the art that goes. He was like, yeah, the art that goes into that video right there is, as a filmmaker, you go, wow, that is a shiny gem.
Yeah.
You know, forget the song.
Yeah.
We could watch this we don't even need sound here. Well, let's just watch this. Look at this.
Yeah, I only did one music video.
I never did.
With a dude out in, I just made one for a dude.
Oh. Yeah.
Some dude I ran into, and he's like, oh, I got a song. I want to make a video. And I'm like, because my girlfriend's always like, we should be making more videos. I'm like, we should. It's just, it's sort of tricky because it's at such a high art level now that if you're not doing something impressive,
it's going to look like Hoaxster.
Yeah, you don't have really impressive visuals or whatever. So I was like racking my brain, like, what do I do with this dude for shooting with the music video?
Okay.
So location. A big thing is location.
Sure.
Because depending on how it's going to look, that tells a lot about the story and what's going on with it. So I thought for locations, what do we have access to that's sort of free? So first thing, let's go to the cemetery.
Oh.
I know.
Cemetery and railroad tracks. Can we be done with that?
But, yeah, and I don't even know how much we showed it being a cemetery. It was just sort of, there was green, there were trees, there was grass, sort of thing. And this is out in Phoenix. And then the second place we went to was railroad tracks. Because there were these railroad tracks. Because you could just set the camera up and shoot down these old railroad tracks, and they're disappearing at the
Every
vanishing
songwriter's
point.
got a picture on a fucking railroad track.
Yeah, and it was just some quasi-industrial location. You know, in the middle of Phoenix, it's hard to shoot anything. It doesn't look like the middle of Phoenix.
That's true, yeah.
You know,
that's a dime a dozen around here, but you're right. In Phoenix, that's kind of a hard call.
Yeah, and then the third one we did, we went into over by this park over by my house where we were living, which the park actually was a big grass sort of bowl that goes down. They had a little man-made lake down there. So you could kind of shoot there at the lake level, you know, where you can walk around the lake and stuff.
Yeah.
And so then you don't see houses and stuff in the background because it's sort of a bowl. It's just green and some trees.
Yeah.
So, but that was the best way I could come up with for, you know, and then a little bit of green screen, you know, at my house.
Yeah. I know. Of all the, I've done hundreds of songs, video, or never did a video. And my thought was like, I didn't want the band or myself to be interpreted cheesily. I always thought, like, this has to be done right or I ain't doing it at all. And I never got, two things I never did music. I don't have any music on vinyl, and I don't have a video. I have live videos.
You don't have it on 8-track either, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, but I always thought it would be cool. Like, I always wish I had, like, a real filmed video, you know?
Well, that was the thing. They used to shoot them on actual film.
Yeah. Trev was telling me, like, his old band, they had shot a video. And he's like, when you see yourself on film, it's different than a video, you know, like video, you know, film. The way there's just a thing, you look better. There's something cool about it.
Well, okay. Number one thing that is, well, I'll tell you, it's three things. And this is cinematography. Frame rate.
Sure.
24 frames looks classy.
Yeah.
Anything higher than that, 30 frames on up, it looks, yes, like real life. Real life is jerky and ugly and twitchy.
Yeah.
24 frames gets a graceful fluidity of movements.
Yeah.
That's what films look like.
Yeah.
You see 24 frames, you go, yes, it looks like a movie.
Yeah.
You see 30 frames and you're like, oh, this is like videotape.
Yeah.
That, the lighting.
Yeah.
Most of cinematography is lighting. So setting up the lights in the right way to light things effectively does a whole lot. And the other thing is the actual lens. The different types of lenses do things differently, depending on whether it's like a 24 millimeter lens or like a 135 millimeter lens.
Yeah.
It can shape the face differently.
Yeah.
So some lenses can compress the face so it looks flatter, and some don't compress the face. So it can make the nose look bigger than it actually is, sort of thing.
Maybe that's it.
So, you know, these are things that, people don't really think about, but it really can influence.
But in nowadays standards, I was laughing at an article I read, like, they're marveling at the thought of the November Rain video costed like $3 million, and $1 million was the solo with Slash on a hill in front of an old church, and the helicopter shot going around him, and his hair blowing, and he's playing, it's like, that's $1 million shot. Now we could do it in a drone for about 40 cents.
Yes. Well, not 40 cents, but
but yeah, we could probably pull this off for under 200.
I mean, the drones that you would need for that, it's still expensive.
Yeah.
It's I mean, not super expensive, like maybe $5,000. I think it's $2,500 for the drone, $2,500
Yeah, that's
for
buying
the
a new one. That's not like, but if we wanted to rent one for an afternoon, like we could recreate that Slash shot on a hill, other than maybe the wind, but, that the propellers were making. But
well, I've seen my friend Sam do it. He was doing it with, they had, I don't know if it was the company he was working for had it or he had it, but it was a DJI Inspire, which is like the big sort of white one that's like articulated. When you turn it on, it's like a spider. It like gets all ready and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they had the nice Zenmuse lens on it, which is real snazzy, lens. And so they took that out, and they were doing it for a music video for this dude that he was working with, this Chris Record guy. And so they were making it look like one of those like mob deals out in the desert. Oh. So Sam had one of those like black Cadillacs.
Yeah.
And so they had the quadcopter flying with that Zenmuse lens, and they had like a couple of black SUVs going through the desert, and this is following them, and it looked effectively just like it was a helicopter shot.
Yeah.
With a film camera.
Yeah, because I hear helicopter, not only are they expensive to fly, the insurance involved in that, and in the permits to get a helicopter shooting.
Well, I mean,
that's a lot of moving parts, especially in 1994.
Well, they're just everything's rented.
Yeah.
So they're just hiring some helicopter with a pilot sort of situation. But still, it's like,
wow.
Because didn't they also they had Slash doing the solo outside that little church and it was flying around? Didn't they also have him on the edge of a mountain?
Maybe. I forget. I haven't seen it.
The helicopter still circling around like that. It's like that one Dawkins video. They went down and they put George Lynch on an erupting volcano like next to it, and he was doing the guitar solo. He said his boots melted.
Oh, really?
They had to pull him up out of his boots onto the helicopter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. He was a little bit too close for a little bit too long.
Wow. See, that's what people don't understand. The amount of heroics that went into videos, you know what I mean, and the time and the art of a video is just it's now. I mean, I'm sure people make videos. They'll be on YouTube. They're always on YouTube. But God, there was just something about the charm, the art of the 3-minute, 4-minute delivery mechanism of that.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive at the time that it came out. Because it started off they're very basic videos, but then,
you'd see like Tommy Two-Tone or the Romantics. Yeah, they're just playing in a room with lights. But then you got to Duran Duran. They're like,
you got to like 85,
they're on a boat in the Indian Sea.
That ended up being guys that were filmmakers, like Russell McKahee.
Yeah.
You get your who's the guy that did Alien 3?
Ridley Scott?
No, he was actually doing commercials in England.
Okay.
It was David. The guy who did Seven, Fincher. David Fincher was one of these video directors, back in the day. There were like 3 or 4 of them that like ended up being like movie directors and stuff like that.
And arguably, even though they didn't show it a lot, here's another thing which brings up a whole nother angle, which I don't even know if it's a genre, but it was the original in early 2000s, the onset of the skate video. And the onset of the skate video, they'd make it for the magazine, whatever. But those kids ended up being actual filmmakers and musicians. They crossed that world. Now, somehow it goes into like Jackass's one diversion of it. But the people that were making those skate videos were, they were right in the action. Those kids were the camcorder generation.
Yeah, the first person point of view sort of thing.
Yeah, and I guess I would call it the camcorder generation. That was what, 2000? 98 to 2000?
You know what I don't get how they do these days, and if anybody knows, like let us know in the comments. like roller coaster videos.
Yeah, because they don't let you carry that shit on.
Yeah, they don't let you carry that stuff on.
And let alone roller coaster videos with people in it.
Right.
They might let you go on, you might be able to fasten your thing on with unmanned.
Yeah, that's the only way I can figure is if you had special permission with the park, right? Like you're some Travel Channel show and you're going to come in and do a thing on Cedar Point. And so it's all arranged with Cedar Point.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have access to the park or whatever.
Yeah, they might give you 20 minutes before the park opens.
Yeah, you could mount a camera to the...
Yeah.
I mean, so unless you have like unfettered access to the whole thing, there are these channels that are like, Disney World sort of channels. I don't know if you've ever come across any of these. And it's just people with, I guess it's just the iPhone. They just whip out the iPhone and it's like they get a shot of like standing in line for this ride. And it's like you're standing in line.
I think you might have to trick them kind of like in a weird way. Like almost have it like, I don't know, like under your shirt or something like that. Just like.
Are those Ray-Ban Meta glasses or
right,
something?
those, yeah. Or just have it on your shirt and like have your shirt zipped up and then when no one's looking, go zip. There's your camera, like taped to your body.
Well, you can get a GoPro with a chest harness.
There you go.
We used to do that when we were doing the fishing videos. We put it on the chest harness so when you're reeling, it's like right there and you get a good shot like right down.
And there's the hats. Well, they don't like you wearing hats. They're not a big
No,
fan
that's
of
the
that.
thing. Because when we popped over to Waldemere, a few months ago, because I was thinking about that, I was like, man, I'll pull my phone out and get a little video of us of us being on the ride or whatever.
Yeah.
They're all like, put your cell phones over here, no cameras, no sunglasses, no hats, keys, all that. Put them in these little cubbies over here.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like that.
They don't like any of that. And I get that. They don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry, pulling out their cell phone that's going to get whipped out of their hands and smack somebody in the face behind them.
Right.
I get it. But how do you get to where you can actually film any of that stuff and put it out on a thing unless you're like arranging it ahead of time with
You would have to have permission
access
from them. Yeah, you'd have to have them in cahoots.
So it's like you'd have to go to the park and say, oh, we've got this YouTube channel and we got all these viewers and we want to do a thing on you,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. Yeah. Oh, well.
It's like by the same token, I want to make a documentary about the Renaissance festivals.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows about the Renaissance festivals. I want to make a documentary about the places that the Renaissance Festival are in, the locations. Like
the cities, or are you talking like, oh, the gravel pit that they chose for this?
More like that sort of stuff.
Oh.
Because like out in Arizona, it's like they've got this piece of land and it's mostly just dirt. And they build up these storefronts all through the thing. So it's like, oh, they got these streets and way over here is where they do the jousting with the horses. Over here is where they do the mud pit and the drum show. In the middle, they do the falconry show and the whip cracking. And you got these streets, and you can go and you can walk the street, go to the top street, and then you go all the way over here, and then come all the way back, and it's like a big loop or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like a couple of acres. It's like several acres.
Yeah.
Like, and it's large.
I'm sure it's mapped out. I'm sure they know what they're doing.
So that's fine for Arizona. Now, if you go to Colorado, it's going to be much more in the trees. And so I went to the Great Lakes Medieval Festival here over in Ohio a couple of years ago, and it's all like in trees and stuff.
Yeah.
It was sort of like when we hit that local Erie Renaissance Festival thing.
Yeah.
That was down in the
park. They're fledgling, but they'll pull it off in a couple years.
But it was sort of nice because there were little spots where you're sort of in like the little trees and stuff, and you could get this little ferry walk sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like they had that at the Great Lakes Medieval Festival where it was like you could just go into this clearing inside the trees, and they had little sort of ferry things set up in there and some benches and stuff. So you could kind of just go in there, take some pictures, hang out, chill out for a second, which is sort of nice. But that's something you can only do when there's a bunch of trees around. You can't do that in Arizona.
In Arizona, you're in the desert.
Yeah, there's no trees
pounded.
Yeah. So I wanted to do this documentary about how the place that you're seeing it in affects your experience of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess there's two angles. There's from a person who goes to those things, and then there's the person who is a vendor and like has been to 100 of them.
Well, that's the thing.
They're the ones who would probably fill you in, like, oh yeah,
my friend Josh
is different from Florida.
My friend Josh out in Arizona, he is friends with a guy who runs a coin stamping business at those Renaissance festivals.
Coin stamping?
Yeah.
Is that where they flatten the penny out and they put the...
They'll take like a slug and they'll strike it with your name or your birth date or
slug,
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And so his friend owns that sort of thing. And so I mentioned to him about this idea. And he said he talked to his friend, and he said that the people that run it, like, they're very shy about having any sort of documentary. So I don't think it would be a documentary about behind the scenes, like the vendors and that sort of stuff. I think you could only do it. I mean, you might not even be able to get permission to do it at all, but you can definitely take a camera. You can definitely take a cell phone. You can definitely film stuff. So
yeah, you'd almost have to get in there under a different guise. Like you go, oh, I'm here. I'm making a documentary on pet life at, and we're filming dogs, and then all of a sudden you're getting some extra footage.
They don't even bug you, because I've gone out there with my camcorder and just a monopod base. Generally out in the wild, you don't want to take a tripod. Somebody might trip over it.
Yeah.
It's like the rules at museums. They don't allow tripods. But they do allow monopods. So the monopod just has the 1 foot coming down.
Yeah.
So it's enough to just sort of balance it. You can't leave it set up or anything, but it's enough to steady it and stuff like that. So you can. I've taken all that stuff to the Ren Fest. Nobody says anything. You can shoot whatever you want.
It's true.
I used to have footage of, like, I'd stand there with the blacksmith, just be filming them, working, hitting metal and whatever. And
they're pretty cool with it. Or like those people when they do the sword examples. They all like that shit. They're dressed up. They're like, all right, film it.
Yeah,
let's go.
They're there to talk about it.
Yeah.
I would go and talk to the lady, because they always have like this sort of crafty area type setup. I talked to this lady who was making butter. She was just churning butter all morning. She's like, I'm doing this all morning.
Butter in the Arizona heat.
Yeah. Well, in February it's cold.
Yeah, sure.
In March it starts to get warm. But
Arizona butter.
But that company, they do it for 2 months in Arizona, and then they do it in North Carolina for 2 months. They do it in Pennsylvania for 2 months. They go to Texas for, I don't know, about 2 months.
Yeah.
Then they go to Michigan.
Oh, it's a traveling show. It's like a
traveling
circus.
show. Yeah.
It's a circus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like Comic-Cons are the same way.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Anyway, I always thought it'd be interesting to, look at that angle of how the venue affects the thing. But anyway.
They should make podcast cons. Do you think they have pod cons?
They have a YouTuber convention.
Okay.
YouTuber creator convention.
We should go to one of those.
I think you have to get invited to it.
Yeah? Oh, okay. How do we get in there? Yeah.
You got to be like big enough. You got to have like the silver button.
Oh, the silver one. Isn't that like 100,000 subscribers or something?
Yeah,
or 500,000? 200,000? 100,000?
You ever watch that Harry Mandel Does Stuff podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every episode, he has somebody hand him the box with the silver play button in it.
Yeah.
Every episode he goes, oh, look, they gave us an award.
I like what Harlan did with his. When he got his, he sent it to his fans, and he would have his fans film it. But as part of the deal, they had to send it to the next person on the list.
Right.
So he got all this footage of his plaque going around the world doing weird stuff. Oh, it's kayaking in Colorado. Oh, it's at a circus in Florida. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I know. I would like one. I think 100,000 is the magic number. I mean, God, we're at like 14 something. We're small potatoes.
Yeah,
but it'd be nice to get to that world.
But nobody knows us.
No.
We got to figure out a way to make it more interesting for people to watch.
I know, we're annoying.
To get stuff.
We're kind of niche and annoying. Yeah. What do we got to do? We got to put on clown noses here? What are we doing here?
The thing that really
sparklers on our
seems
assholes?
to sell is like negativity.
Huh?
The thing that really sells is negativity. I just don't want to dwell on it.
I know. I want to be here to get out of that. That's why I come here. It's like I get bombarded with news. It's like,
like what are we gonna do? Just sit here and like put up, little screen of little videos from the internet, just shit on people and things?
That's punching down on life.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I know. We're pretty good. We might have peevcasts or rantcasts. I like ranting.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's just we're comedically ranting. We're getting it out. We're exercising the demon. But it's not like, we're gonna do it for clicks.
No.
I hate I think they should be outlawed, but I guess you can't stop free press. But I hate the old clickbaiters that'll go, Bert Kreischer's losing his grip on reality. And then you click on it and it's like 10 minutes of some fat dude fucking schlepping on Bert, for no reason. And it's just like, yeah, he really lost it when he did that. It's just some unfunny idiot who shits on comedians. It's like, stop it.
Yeah. There's a lot of those out there where it's sort
and
of
they're
like
clickbait. Just the title and the thumbnail alone gets you.
Yeah.
And it annoys me when they get me because it'll just be like, oh my gosh, Bill Burr's finally going down, and you go, oh really?
You're like, what's going on with this? I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah,
because it's not a thing.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's like a made up.
I
thing.
know. We could do that kind of clickbaity stuff, but I don't want to be clickbait. I feel like you're cheating the system. It feels really icky.
Yeah, it's like
it's icky.
There's these rehashers, and there's good rehashers, and there's bad rehashers.
Yeah.
Like, you ever see the guy that does Joke World, WRLD?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good at what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got a team. It's not just him.
Right, but they had him at Skankfest this last year in New Orleans.
Okay.
So he's down there in Skankfest. So he's sort of talking to all the comedians, and he'll catch him on the street, and everybody sort of knows who he is. They go, oh, there's the Joke World guy.
Yeah.
And so they'll stop and talk to him for 5 or 10 minutes. And so he was asking the same questions of everybody. So then he puts together a video where it's like,
that's all right.
15 comedians giving their 3
But he's
cents
not
on
there
the
to bag them down. No,
Exactly.
the bag them down guys are like, they're just like internet trolls.
Yeah.
They're basement trolls.
Yeah. They're just like, Bert's end is near.
Yeah. And you go, what?
Like, what?
No, he's not. I know. It just feels so icky.
I hate those ones.
It's not even paparazzi. I mean, there's some that are just like, that you ever see like one, whatever happened, like the band ones they do this, they'll go like, whatever happened to the band? Quicksand. And then you'll watch it and you go, oh, they don't have much shit on Quicksand, so I'll watch it. And it'll be like, okay. And out of a 20-minute video, 17 minutes of it is it sounds like a live Wikipedia page read.
Yeah. It's all the backstory.
Oh, God. And then the last 3 minutes will be like, all right, we reached out to them. They didn't comment. Like and subscribe. It's like, what are you guys? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you look at their numbers and you go, they've got 140,000, followers for this?
Yeah.
And we're fighting on 14K? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's annoying.
So, to that point, thank you guys for watching and enjoying the show and hanging out with us.
Yeah, the community's kind of building little by little. Everyone's talking, a little chattering about in the comment section, which I like. We always try to respond to everyone if we can, because we know who you are.
Yeah, I start going in and I start responding too.
Yeah, generally it's me first, but you'll see a second one. He'll usually put Mike at the end of his when, but generally it's me.
Yeah. Sometimes I go in and, and you can just tell because Aaron's all like internet savvy, and he's like thumbs up or whatever, and I'm like, thanks you guys so much.
Yeah, Mike's thanking the Academy.
Yeah, I'm all super appreciative or whatever.
Yeah, but what else? I had rant on my little idea pad here. I had, I'll end it with orange cake, but so here's what happened to me the other day. So we're in a blizzard. Okay, I got a little scenario for you.
Yeah, the weather's been crappy up here.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm at work. Everyone's leaving early. I'm like, I'm ranked. Well, it's the end of the year, so I open my drawer. And you ever in your desk drawer, you accumulate all those cool, good condiments that you didn't get to use. I had a pile of honey mustard ones, for honey mustard sriracha from Chick-fil-A. Awesome condiment, And I start loading my pockets up. I'm like, okay, I'm taking these home. I'm going to take them home for the holidays. So, and then I go upstairs and I'm like, all right, lock the doors, put the keys in the pocket, And then I'm brushing off my car, doing the thing, and I'm like, and I did the thing. And then and I'm in the car and I'm like, and I'm at a red light. I take off my glove. I'm just like, I'm at a red light. Let's see if anybody called. I reach in, and my keys and my extra keys and my phone were just complete. I pulled out my hand. My hand is covered in honey mustard.
Oh, no.
I pull out my phone. My phone's covered in honey mustard.
Oh, man.
I pull out the keys. I'm like, oh, there's the keys. Oh, everything's got honey mustard dripping all over it.
Oh, my God. That's...
I'm looking at my phone. Oh, yeah, it was a mess.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't do it, guys.
Wow.
I did not expect it. I didn't think the key would poke a hole in the honey mustard containers.
It was probably all the moving and leaning when you were
Cleaning the
spritzing
car.
off the car.
Yeah, and then and it was all over the phone. And then I didn't have, and usually I have you have spare napkins over there in the car sometimes. So I'm like, oh, I used up all my napkins. I don't have any napkins in here. So then I had like a jug of hand sanitizer. I was like, I doused it in hand sanitizer because it was starting to get sticky.
Your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The phone and the keys were kind of like starting to get that weird sticky because it was cold out, so it was starting to emulsify into like a weird syrup.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. It was, oh my God, was what I was thinking.
Oh man.
It sounds like a nightmare. But actually, the hand sanitizer on it was pretty good. And then I took the arm of my coat and was wiping on the arm of my coat with a hand sanitizer and
wow.
You know, and I was doing that, and it worked out pretty all right. I stopped this, and thank God I didn't get any of the goo inside the charger port. That was my big fear. No, charger port was clear.
What happened to the jacket pocket?
Hmm?
The pocket of the
well,
jacket.
actually, I got home, and I was like, duh. I put a handful of snow in there to kind of like make moisture and water so it wouldn't get sticky. And then when I went to, later on that night, I put on the same coat to go walk the dogs. And I'm like, I'll take off my coat, see what's going on in there. No, it felt like a normal pocket in there. I think the snow that I put in the pocket kind of, you know, washed the goo, the sticky goo. I didn't have any remnants of sticky goo.
God, that's amazing.
Boy, but yeah. You mad?
That sucks.
Honey mustard. Yeah. So here, I don't know any advice to give to anybody, but yeah, why don't you, the condiments you have in your desk drawer, just let them go.
Yeah.
Cut the cord,
Holy
throw them
cats.
away.
Wow.
They've been there for a whole year too, and I was like, this is gonna make a good holiday sandwich.
Man.
You know. Ooh,
That's terrible.
Yeah, you ever do something like that?
No, nothing like that. I mean, I get upset if like I hate when the condiments like leak or something like that, and it starts getting all over the place and stuff like that.
And you got that. Ugh.
Even if it's just like in a bag or something like that. You know?
Oh yeah, and you reach in the bag to go grab a napkin to wipe it off, and then you pull the napkin out and it's got goo on it. It's got ketchup remnants or mustard.
Yeah, I try real hard not to do that stuff. That sort of stuff makes me.
I know. Big Condiment is chinching away at the. I know. I was like, I'm gonna blame it on Big Condiment chinching away at packaging. You know, I think the packaging was just weak, or I poked a hole in it, but there's an awful lot of goo.
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
You know, if they're like those plastic tubs with the cover, like the Chick-fil-A
I feel like
stuff.
the plastic tubs would have been better. This was just a standalone rectangular packet.
But the problem with the plastic tubs is they're fine unless they get crushed and compressed, and then the plastic doubles back on itself, then you get that crease point. That's where it fails.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the next thing you know, it's eking out there.
Yeah.
Drip at a time or something.
Yeah, that's when you make the mistake of trying to stack them and throw them in your pocket in a stack, and then they're pushing down on each other. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Oh. God, that sucks.
Yeah, what time is it? How are we doing on time? Well, we could end it early today. I know when we get home, since I got the girlfriend, she's at home. She's making, get this, we saw this on a website that she was scrolling through. She's making a cake, but the cake is going to be an orange cake. She's cutting oranges and she's gonna make like little orange peels that go at the bottom and like the frosting. So we're gonna have like a normal vanilla cake with orange peels and an orange syrup and garnished with a little bit of probably cranberries, but an orange cake.
Never heard of such a thing.
I know, I can't wait to get home. I wanna try this orange cake.
It's interesting.
Yeah, she made some banana bread. When was the last time you had banana bread?
Long time. I'm not big on banana bread.
No?
I'm not too big on it.
Yeah, banana bread's good because it can walk the line of dessert or bread. It's fruitcake or dessert. You know, I like the fruitcake. I'm a big fan of the fruitcake. I know it got a bad rap, but I like it. Hers was a little dry and wasn't quite as sugary as I like it, but I was able to toast it and butter it, and then you put cinnamon sugar on it, a little butter. It was pretty fucking good. Yeah, it wasn't quite as banana-ish. It was just more like a cake. And here's the other thing. We had company over. Mike, how come we aren't making our own bread?
Making our own bread? What are you talking about?
Well, all right. Well, they were making bread balls. They were making loaves of bread, like literally like cake, loaf pan.
Right.
Just put it in there, flour, water, salt. Boom, just set it there, plop it in, boom, it was free. And they made 4 of them. And I was like, this is bread. And then I was cutting it long ways and I had a bread with the bread sandwich and I was like, wow, this is pretty good bread. And you made it for free. Why are we buying bread?
It is because it's fresh bread. I mean, I don't buy bread because I'll eat it too much. So
yeah.
I only get little.
And that white processed bread. I don't know why we're eating
I just get little hamburger buns. Like that's as close as I get to it, or hot dog buns. That's about it. I never quite got bread. The whole thing where you got to like make it up and then put it in a thing and then cover it with a towel and let it rise, let the yeast rise. I never got that.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but they did that. They did this on like Christmas Day. They were making bread. I was just dicking around. I wasn't even paying attention. But next thing you know, I came on out and there's 4 loaves of bread right there. And I'm like, are we eating this? Oh yeah, cut off a piece. I was like, huh.
I guess once you get doing it, I mean, on those cooking shows and stuff, it looks fairly easy.
Yeah, I know. And there's not much to it. Just pennies to the dollar.
You just like whip it together. Speaking of which, you watch any of those like holiday baking theme shows where it's like?
I do. She does. I just tune into them over her shoulder. But yeah.
Like, is it cake or?
Is it cake's a whole different thing. Yeah, I love his
or like
cake.
The what do they have, like Halloween baking challenge?
Yeah, the Great Bake Off and stuff like. Yes, I have.
Well, those ones where they're making like crazy holiday theme stuff where they're using the fondant, and they're using the sponge
sugar. They got the papers, they're making layers. Oh, we're going to make a haunted house, But
all those things with like, even the cake ones, like the Is It Cake and stuff like that, it's like,
yeah,
they're not using a box cake mix.
No.
So they're just making cake from scratch?
Sure. Yeah, it just seems like mortar. Like, you're like, okay, we got water and flour. It's water and flour. Flour is your key. It's like mortar,
Yeah, it is. The flour and then
so here we go.
Baking soda and
I know.
Baking powder.
I'm surprised in all our old stoner days in the 80s that we didn't make our own bread. Like my grandmother had a bread maker. We never looked at it twice. I was like, I should have been making bread.
Yeah, I mean, a big problem with making the bread is then when you get that fresh bread out, how do you cut it? And even if you got a bread knife, you can only get it.
You gotta have a good knife.
You can only get it like so thin.
Sure.
Before it just starts sort of compressing on itself,
Yeah.
It sort of always just seemed like a big.
Even the cut in the hole, the little slice on the top to give it.
Oh yeah, the butter top.
Yeah, whatever. There's a name for that. That it's like a Corona or I don't know, but yeah, I mean, but I think we got to make bread, dude. I think this, even though I can't eat bread a lot because it's too carby, and I'm trying to not be a bread blortz, but there's something to be said about fresh bread.
If you want to make bread, I can come over to your place. We can make some bread. I'll bring the GoPro. We can film.
Well, you and I would probably just be like idiots making a mess. But I know she's made bread. Tina makes bread. She knows exactly. I want to make like a good garlic bread would be good. I think a nice sweetie bread would be good. I like the idea of fruitcake bread. And all right, let me ask you this. What's the difference? At what point does muffin become cake?
You mean like a chocolate chip muffin?
Is cake a giant muffin?
I mean...
if I make a cake and I don't put frosting on it, and it rises on top and it's a little moist on top and it's in a thing, isn't the cake essentially a gigantic muffin?
It's very close, but to that same point, what's the difference between the muffin and the cupcake? Because the cupcake is literally just cake.
Yeah.
In that little format.
Yeah, the muffin. Yeah, why is it? Well, is a muffin another word for it, or is muffin a different? I don't want to say process, but a different element to it.
Because I think the muffin, it's like more bready. Whereas
and maybe it rises out of its containment unit to make the muffin top. Because
yes.
the bread's going to rise,
yes.
So it's going to mushroom head, So therefore, that's why it's a muffin, and it's in a circular thing, which is,
Yeah, there's something to it where it's rising or something like that. Because you don't get that in a cupcake.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a little bit, but They're not usually.
Yeah, we usually you're just frosting over the cupcake. But
Yeah.
why isn't the cupcake called a cupcake? Why isn't it a cup muffin?
I don't know. Those are good questions.
What are we doing here? What are we doing?
All right, let's talk about some stuff we've been watching.
All right, how much time? Oh, we got a little time. We can be brief about this one.
Yeah, we got a little time. I watched on Peacock something called All Her Fault, which was
You showed me that. Yeah, okay.
which was the girl from Succession, and then Dakota Fanning, and it was like the girl from Succession. She goes to pick up her kid from a play date, and the kid's not there, and it's sort of like,
where's my daughter?
it's like her son. It's like a mystery that
Where's my
unspools from
son?
there.
Yeah.
A lot of familiar faces in it, sort of high drama stuff, but it was interesting, sort of a character study. It all unfolds over like 8 episodes. It was pretty entertaining. You've been watching The Beast in Me.
Beast in Me with Claire Danes and I don't know who the guy is.
That other guy, Reese something.
He's good. Yeah. Plays Miles Jarvis.
Yeah.
That it's an 8-episode series. It's going to twist and turn. It's going to start you in a direction where you think it is, and it ends up where you think it's going to end up. But man, the acting in it is so good. You forget how good Claire Danes can be. You forget how good
Matthew Rice.
Matthew Rice. Yes, he's
Or
real good.
HYS.
Everybody on it across the board. There was not one acting hole in that.
No.
There's not one plot hole. They thought of everything. They didn't add too much to it, but they gave you just enough curveball, enough swing to go, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming. But it wasn't enough to be like, oh, you gave me a left-handed misdirect.
Yeah.
It was just a good, like, wow. It was like a book, a live-action book unfolding perfectly.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting that way. It sort of sucks you in, and you're kind of like, what's going to happen next? Sort of.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
And 8, and they wrapped it up, and they even gave you the satisfying ending closure without being oh, here's your closure, everybody's happy, he gets the girl, No, there's closure. It's a satisfying closure without being that sugary ending closure. But boy, The Beast in Me, I'm going to recommend that one.
That's on Netflix.
Yes, Claire Danes. You almost harken back to when I was watching this. I go, "Oh, she plays insane good," and you remember her in the season of Homeland. Man, those first 2 seasons. Now Homeland kind of veered right, weird, but the first 2 seasons are so good. Her and Mandy Patinkin and who's that red-haired guy that was in Homeland?
I never saw Homeland.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Yeah, the red-haired guy, he's British in normal life, but he's...
Was it the guy from Band of Brothers?
I think so.
Damian Lewis?
Yes.
He's good.
Yeah. You add Mandy Patinkin, them 3 are incredible. But the first 2 seasons of Homeland, but she kind of plays the same kind of character in a weird way. So she plays crazy, like she plays the woman broken at her wit's end with a little bit of backyard trauma.
Man.
Good.
Yeah.
She's fucking award-winning. Yeah. So yeah.
Also, I've been really enjoying on Paramount Plus The Offer.
Offer
is a limited series.
Yeah, you've been talking about this one.
About the making of The Godfather. It's based on the executive producer Albert S. Ruddy's novel.
It sounds like, when he describes this, guys, he's talking, it sounds like it's going to be inside baseball. I'm going to suggest you do what I did. Okay, I haven't watched it, but I was like, all right, it's a story about the guys who made The Godfather? Really? Huh. I rolled my eyes at it, but when I saw the trailer and you see who's in it, Miles Teller, you see a couple other familiar faces in there.
A lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, you go, oh, they meant to do this. This is a period piece, and this is actually done well.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the trailer for, what's it called?
The Offer.
The Offer. Go watch it. You're on YouTube now. Just watch the trailer. You'll know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's on the Paramount Plus, if you got the Paramount Plus. But it's good. It's entertaining.
Sold me.
I'm digging it. I'm enjoying the vibe. Really liking the vibe. Movie I saw recently that kind of surprised me. I was like, I don't know if this is one that we'll cover in the Shlicketty DooCast.
Okay.
But it's a sort of Christmas-themed one called Dear Santa with Jack
is that Jack Black? Yeah.
That's the Jack Black one, where this kid that's got learning disabilities writes a letter to Santa, but he misspells Santa's name, and he ends up sending it to Satan.
Yeah. So Jack Black appears as Santa, but really he's Satan.
He's Satan, yeah.
So he's tricking this kid.
It's pretty funny because it's it's a kids movie, but it's not a movie for kids.
Right.
The kids that are in it, they're it's
School of Rock level of, is it School of Rock Jack Black, or are we going a notch further when a little darker? Are we going Nacho Libro Jack Black kind of?
A notch away from the School of Rock.
Yeah.
It's not that kiddified.
Right. It's not that safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it has a little bit of, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's sort of a little teenager humory in places. The kid's like 10, but it's like funny. At one point, he's telling his best friend that he looks good because he had these like ridiculous like buck teeth, and all of a sudden he doesn't have the buck teeth, and he's like. He's like, man, you're like a stud. SUTD stud, because he's dyslexic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like little stuff like that just kind of flows by.
Right, yeah.
They don't make a big deal out of it, but.
I could be one of those ones you watch another time, and the more you watch it, you might pick up on something you missed the first time, and it's like.
That one made me chuckle like 3 or 4 times, whereas a lot of these sort of things don't.
Yeah.
A lot of these sort of comedies. But it's sort of, it's well done. It was
I know. Yeah, Jack Black's been hitting a lot of home runs. I don't have any attachment to Minecraft, but the Minecraft's getting good reviews.
I tried to watch it.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, that's just because I don't get Minecraft, yeah. Apparently, get this. Now, people are going to yell at the screen. Now, if you're a Minecraft, do you remember when we were kids, we'd go see Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah.
And people were throwing popcorn at the screen and yelling and screaming. When he says something, they all jump up and do something. Yeah. If you see Minecraft in the theater, they're doing that. These kids are doing that.
Yeah, they were doing that months ago, back in the summer.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It is.
I have no idea. I'm not attached to Minecraft, so I'm in the dark here. I felt like a real old boomer on that one.
Yeah. It's just like the internet deciding to make things a thing like that.
I like that idea though. I like that they did, and it's ironic that they did it with a Jack Black Minecraft thing, and now he's forever going to be in the pantheon of pop culture. With his Minecraft thing, just like kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's his name? Tim Curry would never have got the longevity if it wasn't for that cult status that attained.
Well,
I feel like this might be this generation's version of that.
It may be. Also, I feel like Jack Black got a lot of cultural relevance run with the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Right, Mario. Or you're right. He did.
He got the Peaches song.
Yes, that's true.
I guess all the kids were loving the Peaches song.
All right, okay. I don't know the Peaches song.
He's just going peaches, 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 peaches. Shit like
that. Yeah. So and he's had a lot of home runs along the way. You know what I mean? School of Rock cemented him there. But I mean, even these Jumanjis and the Anacondas, and he's
in Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, yes. I mean, his.
And there's a couple of movies of his out there that I've never seen that it makes me sort of wonder about. Like one of them, the ones I threw up for possible consideration on the Shlicketty DooCast, is called Polka King.
I don't know that. Yeah, I'm aware of it, but I don't even know the trailer, let alone. I don't know if I've seen it.
I believe it's on Netflix or something like that. And it's like.
That's one for your consideration. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
Polka King.
It's
we like Jack Black. I'm Team Jack Black for sure.
Yeah, let me see about throwing that on there because I don't know if I almost want to say it's like based on a true story or something like that.
Okay.
But I'm not 100%.
Or is it one of his more serious roles, or is he being silly?
I think he's doing a character, so it's a little. It's a little over the top. He's got like this blonde bowl cut wig. He's like some Polka King guy. I'm not sure. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, he's just good. You ever see him on the last season? He was on an episode of Saturday Night Live.
Was he?
Yeah, he's another one who syncs right in with the cast. He knows the drill. He's an improv master.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
but he's comfortable, and he can crack them up too,
Oh yeah.
And he's older. He's our age, It's funny how he translates these younger kids.
Well, yeah, and that was the sort of thing I was noticing in this Dear Santa movie was that, he's sort of like silly enough that the kids.
They don't think he's weird and gross, like an old gross guy.
Yeah, they like buy into it. Yeah, here it is, Polka King. It's on Netflix. But yet, I don't know. He's got a weird space where he's sort of straddling, like the kids love him, but like parents love him too. All right, this Polka King is from 2018.
Oh, okay.
It says it's Jack Black,
I'm surprised
Jenny Slate, Jenny Slate.
Okay.
And Jason Schwartzman.
Okay.
Determined to make it big in America, Polish-born bandleader Jan Lewin draws his fans into a Ponzi scheme in this comedy based on a true story.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I wonder. Well, 2018 was a weird time in movie land. We're pre-pandemic. Things were going. Yeah, I don't know. Is it like how Nacho Libre was definitely a good idea, funny idea, elevator pitch. I see why it got made. It just didn't translate.
Right, and that was directed by the guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Yeah, Nacho Libre was one of those things. I watched it. I don't think I laughed once, but I was like, "This is all right."
Yeah, I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, I didn't laugh.
No, and I'm not much into like wrestling or
Mexican
wrestling, but
But but even Napoleon Dynamite's the same way. Like when I first saw that, I was like, "This is weird."
Yeah, I agree.
It makes me uncomfortable. But then now I've seen it like 6 times, and now I kind of laugh at certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. The first time I saw it, I was like, But
I watched it. Not even the first time I saw it, I didn't realize it was a comedy. I thought it was going to be like a weird feel-good movie, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I thought, okay, inspirational, but then it didn't go in that direction. I was like, this is just weird. This is making me feel strange.
Yeah, a girl at work turned me on to it back when I was working at the bank. I think she had it on DVD. She's like, look, Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, I don't know what that is. It was one of the first MTV films or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like Joe's Apartment with the cockroaches.
Yeah, the Joe's Apartment with the that one I never saw it. Was it terrible?
Yeah. But this one, it was released by MTV. It wasn't made by MTV.
Right. So. They just used their marketing system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that one. So, but yeah, Polka King's interesting.
What are we doing on Shlicketty Review this week? When we're done here, we got to do a Shlicketty. Oh, Begonia.
Which is the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
Okay.
Which he did, what was it, Pretty Things
last
year? And before that, I know he did The Favorite.
The Favorite, okay. So Begonia's, yeah.
She's had Emma Stone in all of them.
You must like her. She's good, though.
Yeah.
She's a world-class actress.
Yeah.
She's another one who, when she gets on SNL, she just sinks right in the role. She's a 5-timer club.
She's the one that, when they had Kenan Thompson on Spade and Carvey Fly on the Wall, they said, because he's been there like 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 20 years. And they're like, anybody come on, who's the best guest? And he said Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Because he said she gets right into it, she gets it.
Yeah. Just goes right in.
I kind of want to go back and watch some of those Emma Stone Saturday Night Lives because, boy, that Sabrina Carpenter was really, really killing it.
Yeah, so you can tell who's good and who's bad. Like,
she slots right in.
Terrible was like Bad Bunny was terrible.
Right, yeah.
He was just stiff and awkward. And
I think he mentioned that. And the sports guys.
Yeah, the sports guys are always bad.
Yeah, they're typically pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like the Joe Montana one wasn't
But
good.
then, like, the comedians do pretty well. Like, you always see, like, the Mulaney or the Nate Bargatze. They all did great,
You know what was kind of terrible?
Comedians generally are good.
What, didn't Andrew Dice Clay host it?
Yeah, that was way back. That was. And
it was kind of like...
That was in his Ford Fairlane days.
What can you do with the character? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to fit the Andrew Dice Clay character into more than 1 or 2 sketches?
Yeah, I know. It wasn't that. It wasn't as bad as you think, but it wasn't as good as you think. It was just kind of there. It's like, all right, it is what it is. It wasn't. It wasn't a Gong Show, but it wasn't. Wow, I'll remember this forever.
No, the Andrew Dice Clay one.
Yeah.
No, I feel like
it was kind of a draw.
I feel like it You could get like two funny sketches and the monologue, and that's about it.
Yeah.
It's like a one-trick pony sort of thing.
Yeah. The Emma Stone Begonia. Yeah, I don't even want to make a facial movement to tell you what I think, but just stay tuned Thursday. The Shlicketty review is going to come out Thursday at noon. Begonia. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're hitting up Begonia.
Yep.
Yeah, we had talked up at the end of it, Jingle Bell Heist, which I still say is a good movie you got to see, but the fact that it's Jingle Belly.
I think the title
we're
blew
past
it.
Christmas. Yeah.
I think they blew it with the title.
Yeah.
Because this is why I don't want to watch it, because it's like Jingle Bell Heist, come on, another Christmas. But no, it's really actually just like a heist theme, and they did it in Christmas time.
Yeah, and much like that Roof Man, don't watch the trailer. The trailer doesn't do anything to sell it to you.
No,
the trailer,
yeah, Roof Man, yeah, which is now a Shlicketty review. You'll see that out now, Roof Man. I tell you that, and we told you that last time. Yeah. Don't watch the trailer if you can help it.
The trailer doesn't help.
When you scroll over it on Netflix, don't watch that.
Yeah, same with Jingle Bell Heist. The trailer really doesn't do it justice. You really just kind of got to watch it. It's fun. It sucks you in. It's a good time.
Yeah, it actually been surprisingly better than I thought, and I had a good time watching Roof Man. I'm kind of glad I saw it, as opposed to not.
Yeah, that's the way I was with the Jingle Bell Heist one too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else did I
Well,
watch?
we're at $1:30. We can head.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's wrap it up. Let's save it for next time. Yeah, I got everything I needed to talk about.
All right, that's it. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching all the way through. Tell a friend. Send us a message. Say hi. Ask us something. Tell us a fun story. Whatever it is.
Lucky Warray.
Yeah, and help encourage other people to watch and listen.
Yeah, we'd like some more subscriptions. Would be kind of cool. So if you could kind of pass it along on social media or do something like that, that'd be. Hey, man, we'd owe you one. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The process.
So hopefully you put us in your ears while you're working or doing whatever you're doing, and we entertain you. It's like hanging out with some friends and having some chats.
It's a good hang.
So cool. Yeah.
We're out.
We'll see you guys next week.